We're going to be talking all about moving or living in Holly Springs in 2024, so definitely stick around.
So we're going to talk a little bit about where Holly Springs is located, things that are coming to Holly Springs, what the home prices are here. And so kicking it off, as far as where Holly Springs is located, so it's going to be on the southwest side of Raleigh. When you think about this region, you think about places like Cary and Apex, and Holly Springs is going to be a part of that southwest side. So it does put you pretty close to Raleigh. It's not as close as what you would be with like a Cary and Apex, but it's still a pretty good location.
Yeah, for sure. It is not that far from Raleigh at all. And just in general, and if you're trying to just have good location to Cary or Apex, it's really convenient and close. And this area, it's one of my favorites. Every time we come through, I love when our clients buy houses here because I just enjoy this area a lot. We don't personally live in Holly Springs. If my family lived closer to Holly Springs, maybe it would be where we would choose to live, but it's just a fun place with like a lot of things that are kind of up and coming in this area.
Yeah, Cindy loves the Target here. That's like her big draw.
It's laid out very nicely.
Which makes no sense. I don't understand that, but apparently the layout of the Target in Holly Springs is better than what it is in other places.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Like in our Target, the kids stuff, it's like, we'll put kids clothes here, but then kids' shoes is in another section, and then baby stuff is another. It's all together, and it's more inventory. I don't know. It's just nice. It's nice. Yeah. And you're shopping for little ones.
So Holly Springs, like other parts of the Triangle, is growing significantly. And part of that growth is actually happening right downtown here in Holly Springs. So downtown Holly Springs, it's called what? The Village District of Holly Springs.
It's which not is where historic.
We are. Yeah, which is where we are right now. So it's a newer development, but Holly Springs is planning on expanding that. And some of that expansion includes developing an undeveloped park called Mims Park, connecting greenway trails into the area, creating a festival-friendly street, expanding the farmers market district. And so there's a lot of plans being poured into making this Village District a really, really, really cool spot. Because when you think of like Cary or Apex, they all kind of have those historic downtowns, and I wouldn't say those are like the center of life in those areas. It's more in the neighborhoods, but it's still a really cool thing to have as a city, and Holly Springs is definitely trying to lean into that direction to have something similar to those areas.
Right, because when you're in the downtown area, everything here is new, so it looks really nice, and they tried to make it have that same kind of like feel. You can tell the buildings don't have that like, they weren't here 100 years ago. You know, they don't have that historic feel to them. So having that expansion and having just like more of an epicenter for people to come and hang out, do the farmers market thing, I think that's going to be really neat.
Yeah, exactly.
In other new development kind of coming towards Holly Springs, just a few weeks ago, it was announced that Fujifilm, the company that like makes, film, and I guess they make cameras too. I don't really know what all they make.
Do they make film? I don't know.
Well, they used to. I don't know what they make anymore. When I was a kid, it was. They made disposable cameras. I don't think that's what they make anymore. Anyway, they are doing a huge investment here in Holly Springs, which is going to be adding about almost 700 jobs to the area, which is going to be really cool.
It's $1.2 billion investment.
Yeah, it's really big. And it's going to be kind of across from 12 Oaks, the neighborhood. So if you've ever driven by 12 Oaks, I've always noticed it and kind of wondered, what is that? So I guess it's going to be a Fujifilm, or partially a Fujifilm. Kind of looks like this like warehousey type thing.
Yeah, and they already have a good presence in our area, in the RTP area. Yeah. So this is just more presence of them.
But it's interesting to like, instead of choosing to be in the RTP district itself, to come into Holly Springs is kind of cool. So we'll see kind of how that ends up developing, film-wise developing.
Are you sure it's not Kodak you're talking about?
No, Fujifilm. They made little disposable cameras.
It is in their name.
Yeah, they really did make film at some point. I have no idea what they do now, so I hope they're not watching this video. They're going to be very disappointed in us, but we're excited for them to come and invest in the area. So as far as amenities in the area go, we're kind of thinking of two different categories. You have like parks and green space, and then you have shopping, restaurants, things of that nature. So Holly Springs has a lot of newer, really nice parks, especially if you are a family that's really into organized sports. I feel like there's really nice athletic facilities at the parks in Holly Springs. We're at Womble Park right now, and there's huge baseball fields, tennis courts. There's also a playground, a nice paved trail for, taking
soccer fields, like really nice athletic fields.
Yeah, for sure. So I know our kids are really into like bringing their bikes to parks right now, so this would be fun for them with the paved trail. But if you are also just like a runner or anything like that, definitely a nice place to go. Ting Park is like state-of-the-art athletic fields, huge. Like, how many people can it seat?
1,800 seat stadium.
It's crazy, It's really nice and big. And there's some other trails and things like that. And we mentioned
tennis
Mims
courts,
Park
pickleball courts.
So lots of good access to trails and greenway space here in Holly Springs, and then a lot of shopping and commercial space too.
Yeah, so the shopping is, sorry, you might hear a goose. The goose is angry at us that we're by
Zach's just bitter that there's a goose here. He doesn't like geese.
I do not like geese at all. Anyway, besides the point, there's a handful of shopping centers within Holly Springs right off Highway 55, which is really the main highway within Holly Springs. So you have one shopping center that's got places like Target, movie theater, lots of different restaurants in there as well. Mainly
chain type.
Mainly chain restaurants. You have another shopping complex that has a Walmart. That's where your Chick-fil-A is. Which probably, I'm assuming Cindy was going to bring that up because she always brings up where the Chick-fil-A is. But
it's important to know.
Like Holly Springs has pretty much everything you need in terms of shopping is right here in Holly Springs, which is nice because you don't have to go to neighboring Apex or neighboring Cary to get what you need. You can get it really here within Holly Springs.
Yeah, the only like bigger commercial space that's not here, I would say, is there's not a Costco in the area, but there is one in Apex. So if you're, people ask about it all the time.
They do.
Once you have kids, Costco is just like a weekly necessity, I feel like. So you do have to drive to Apex or Raleigh to get to a Costco, but it's only like 20 minutes. Not bad at all. But there's a lot just right here that's continuing to expand and grow for sure.
The one thing I will say about that section of Holly Springs, Highway 55, the traffic there can get pretty rough. And it doesn't always depend on the time of day too. It can be in the morning, it can be in the evening, it can be in lunchtime. And just the way that road is designed kind of reminds me of Texas, where you have like the round. I forget.
You have to do
Texas
a U-turn for like everything.
They have a name for it in Texas, but it's like a U-turn that you make along the road. It's just kind of a bizarre road structure for our area. But that's like, I just mentioned that because if you are moving to Holly Springs, that's one thing I tell folks to check out. Check out Highway 55 and make sure you're fine with what you experience on that road, because that is going to be the main source that you have to get on to Interstate 540.
And you're not going to be like stuck on it for hours or anything like that. But he has opinions. You're not going to be like stuck on it for hours the way you could on like a major highway or something, but it can just feel really congested on that highway.
If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm just swinging by to remind you, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. We put out videos like this on a weekly basis. All right, so getting into house-specific data when it comes to Holly Springs. So the average home in 2024 in Holly Springs sold for $659,000. That is just single family. That is not townhomes or condos. Not that there's a lot of condos in Holly Springs anyway, but I just mentioned it because that it's just single family. So to kind of put that in perspective, when you look at the Southwest region, the Cary, the Apex, Holly Springs is less expensive than Apex or Cary, but
it's up there.
But not substantially. Right. I mean, Cary or Apex are going to flow somewhere in the mid sevens typically when you look at the average single family home. Mm-hmm. And so, Holly Springs is $100,000 less than that roughly. And so, but it's still one of the more expensive areas in the triangle.
Yeah.
But the neighborhoods, I think, justify, like there's a lot of really beautiful neighborhoods. We're in one now. There's a lot of diversity when it comes to neighborhoods here, as far as you can find neighborhoods like this that have a lot of trees. You can find neighborhoods that are newer. You can find new construction. Like there's just great amenities in neighborhoods. There's just a lot of diversity when it comes to what the neighborhoods look like.
Yeah, for sure. And we always say that Holly Springs feels like the neighborhoods, it just feels like you're always at a resort or something that. Like the pools and stuff. Like I feel like all the neighborhoods have like slides, not like a simple slide, like a spinny, awesome water slide, or like the little mushroom waterfall things. Like they have really fun things that, like, you really, growing up for me anyway, you only saw that if you went to like a hotel.
It's true.
Like,
No, seriously.
Nobody's neighborhood pool had anything like that. So not every single pool is like that here, but you have the 12 Oaks is probably our favorite neighborhood in Holly Springs. Absolutely gorgeous. Really cool pool, golf course community, and just beautiful housing out there. We're in Sunset Ridge right now, which is another favorite, just with all the trees out here, and Sunset Oaks as well. Gorgeous neighborhood. 2018 Market is one that's like newer, so if you're looking more for like new construction or a townhome, there's a lot there. A little more on the clear cut side, but really convenient location too. So you have so many different diverse housing options. Like
when you walk into, or when you drive into, not that you walk into a neighborhood, but when you drive into a Holly Springs neighborhood, literally there are always people out running. There's people out pushing strollers. There's kids playing. Like it's just, this area, it just feels like filled with activity. And I really don't experience that in a lot of places in the Triangle. And it's not that it's not present, but here it's just abundantly present. There's always people walking, running, pushing strollers, kids playing. It's a really, really, really neat area.
For sure, it's a very active, full of life kind of place. It just feels
and I love that. I think that's great.
It's like, is everyone in their prime in Holly Springs?
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes you drive through neighborhoods, and like it's the feeling where like people pull into their garage and they don't know their neighbors and no one talks to anybody. But like you come into Holly Springs and I don't get that vibe whatsoever in Holly Springs.
Yeah, and people have garages, and I'm sure that a lot of times they do exactly that. But it definitely feels like the place where when you get out of school, you go out and play with your friends on the street or at the pool and stuff like that. Like I feel like that for whatever reason, it just feels like Holly Springs has a really good community feel.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do always tell folks who are interested in Holly Springs, there is a nuclear power plant that is not too far away. So Holly Springs is going to be the closest location to it. Obviously, I mean, Apex is not that far. Cary's not that far. But Holly Springs is a place where there's going to be some neighborhoods where you can visibly see it. And it's just worth knowing. Some folks that bothers, other folks that doesn't. It's just worth, if you're going to purchase a home here, it's worth knowing that fact.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to come and not realize that it was right behind your house and then get here and it like worry you all the time or something like that. So definitely good to know.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm Zach. It's my beautiful wife, Cindy. We're a couple of real estate agents in the area. If you are looking to buy or sell, we'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can contact us at contact info below, and you can also find us on Instagram.
Yep, we'd love to have you follow along with us. You can find us at the Honeycutt Realtors, or you can follow our page kind of devoted to real estate development, new things coming to the Triangle called the RDU Buzz. We'd love to have you follow along with both.
Yep, absolutely. But we'll see y'all next time.